Assalamualaikum and welcome back. In our previous video, we've looked at double integral in polar coordinates, where now your function would be in terms of r and theta. And your dA here is either, so here we have dA, integrate over region R. From the previous video, we know that this is r dr d theta, or r d theta dr. Okay, so now we want to know how to determine the order of integration, whether it's r first and then theta, or theta first and then r. So for that, let's look at theorem. So here we have Fubini's theorem. We have three types of regions, okay, but let's look at the first region. The first region is what we call the polar rectangle. So this is the simplest region, it's polar rectangle region. Okay, so here the region is set of points r and theta, where r is from a constant to a constant and theta is also from a constant to a constant. So this is very similar to rectangle regions in our Cartesian coordinates. Okay, so where your dA can be evaluated as dx dy or dy dx. So similar to that. Order of integration here does not matter. So dA here can be evaluated as r dr d theta or r d theta dr. Okay, let me show you how to get the upper and lower limits for r and theta. So remember, for y, the upper limit would be the top boundary, lower limit is the bottom boundary. For x, the upper limit is the right boundary and the lower limit would be the left boundary. Okay, so now for r and theta. For r and theta, what you do is, to get the limits for r, you draw a straight line from the origin across your region, and from here you look at the one it crosses first. So the one it crosses first would be the lower limit for r. The one it crosses last would be the upper limit for r. So here r is from A to B. And the limits for theta, you draw a curve from the positive x-axis, so here we have the x-axis, across your region like so, okay, and see the one it crosses, or where it crosses first and where it crosses last. So the one it crosses first is here, and that is really a straight line there, which is theta equals alpha. So that would be the lower limit for theta. So this is the lower limit for theta, which is alpha. And it crosses last at this line here, where the line is governed by this equation, where theta is equal to beta. So that would be the upper limit for theta. Okay, so that's how you get the upper and lower limits for r. So this is the easiest region, where because you can evaluate this in either way, r first and then theta, or vice versa. Now let's look at a much more interesting region. Okay, this is region, I'm going to call it region R1. So here we have region R1. Okay, so in region R1, we have set of points r theta. Here r is from a function of theta g1 to another function of theta g2. And alpha is from a constant, theta is from a constant alpha to a constant beta. So here, if this is the case, if theta is from a constant to a constant, then the order of integration does matter. Your dA should be r dr d theta. Okay, so theta should be integrated last. Alright, now see how to get the limits for r again. From the origin, straight line across your region. The one it crosses first is this function here, so that would be the lower limit. And the one it crosses last, governed by that equation, so that would be the upper limit for r. And for theta, same thing as before, draw a straight line, draw a curve across your region from the x-axis, anti-clockwise direction. So this one crosses first, so that's the lower limit, and crosses last is the upper limit for theta. But the order here should be r first and then theta. Okay, and the next region is this. So here we have a region R2, where now r is from a constant to a constant. So here we have a circle of radius a, part of it. and another one is a circular radius piece. I'm sketching part of it. Okay, and then we have the two curves, H1R and H2R. In this case, order of integration does matter, since R is from a constant to a constant, but theta is from a function of R to a function of R. Order of integration should be R d theta dr. So the one from a constant to a constant should be integrated last. Okay, so here I'm going to show you how to get the upper and lower limits for theta again. So starting from the positive x-axis, anti-clockwise direction across your region. So the one it crosses first would be the lower limit for theta. The one it crosses last would be the upper limit for theta. Okay, but usually in polar coordinates, the order usually would be r first and then theta. Okay, all right, for the examples, I'm going to save that in our next video. Thank you.